These are the moments when referees completely ruined the game with a horrible call involving Damian Lillard. He was furious when he didn't get the call on the last play. Everyone thought it should have been a goaltend, but the refs missed it. Are the refs blind, or did they simply choke under pressure? Let's dive into the calls that left fans and players absolutely fuming. 1. LeBron James no call on potential game-winning layup. Picture this. The Lakers and Celtics are locked in a nail-biter, and it all comes down to one final play. LeBron James drives hard to the rim, ready to seal the game. But as he goes up, Jason Tatum clearly makes contact, slapping LeBron's arm. The refs, silent, no whistle. LeBron's face says it all, complete disbelief, arms flailing, eyes wide.
Lakers furious, they thought he was fouled. Excuse me, and it's now overtime.
Even Patrick Beverley grabbed a camera to show the evidence, but it didn't matter. The Celtics went on to win in overtime, and fans were left shaking their heads, wondering how the refs could miss such an obvious call. 2. Giannis Antetokounmpo out of bounds no call. It was a tight game, and the Bucks had the ball in a crucial moment. Giannis Antetokounmpo, known for his powerful strides, made a move along the baseline. But then it happened. His foot stepped completely out of bounds. Everyone watching saw it. Well, everyone except the refs. They let the play continue, and Giannis scored, leaving the opposing team stunned.
Antetokounmpo, checked by Houston. He'll drive, he scores.
Officiating. He's out of bounds.
Clearly, he stepped out of bounds. We should be going.
Fans couldn't believe it. Did the refs forget where the line is? The missed call gave the Bucks an unfair edge and became one of the most talked about no calls of the season. 3. Anthony Edwards' dunk called an offensive foul. Anthony Edwards was about to give fans a moment they'd never forget. He cut through the defense, soared above everyone, and threw down one of the nastiest dunks ever seen. The crowd went wild, but then the whistle blew. Offensive foul.
They're going to call the foul on Anthony Edwards. Wow! Wow, nobody in this building.
The refs wiped out the highlight in an instant, leaving Edwards and everyone else stunned. Come on, really? You could almost hear people saying, that dunk was meant for the history books, but instead it became just another reminder of how a bad call can ruin everything. 4. Kevin Durant out of bounds saved no call. In a game where every second counted, Kevin Durant found himself in a desperate hustle to keep the ball in play. The problem? He was so far out of bounds you'd think he was in the stands buying popcorn. Both feet out, clear as day, but the refs, silent, no call. The play continued, giving the Warriors an unfair break.
Save that ball. Out.
Absolutely he's out.
Wow. How in the world do you miss
how
that?
do you miss that?
Fans couldn't believe it. Were the refs blindfolded? This missed call became a classic example of the refs looking the other way while Katie pulled off a move that should have never counted. 5. Rasheed Wallace ejection for staring. Rasheed Wallace was no stranger to intense moments, but this one took the cake. All he did was stare at the ref. No words, no gestures, just a look. And suddenly, the whistle blew. Technical. Ejection. Wait, what? For staring?
Timeout LA. Whack! Get out! Get away from me, Steve. Get away from me, Steve. He didn't say a word.
The ref must have felt like Rasheed had laser eyes or something. Fans were left laughing and shaking their heads saying, so eye contact's illegal now? It quickly became one of the NBA's most over-the-top reactions, proving that sometimes the refs just can't handle the heat. 6. Tim Duncan ejection for laughing. Tim Duncan, the quiet, unshakable star, was chilling on the bench when something funny happened. He cracked a smile, then laughed. Nothing wild, just a normal laugh. But referee Joey Crawford didn't find it funny, not one bit. Whistle blown, technical, ejection. For laughing? The whole arena was stunned. Even Duncan looked around like, is this a joke?
And a technical foul called. I think it's on Tim Duncan sitting on the bench. Somebody on the bench for the Spurs. Yep, it's Duncan.
Fans couldn't believe it. Guess laughing's against the rules now. It went down as one of the pettiest ejections ever, making everyone wonder if Crawford had a serious case of no fun syndrome that day. 7. 2018 Western Conference Finals Rockets vs. Warriors, multiple missed calls. Game 7, Rockets vs. Warriors. Everything was on the line, and the stage was set for a classic showdown. But instead, it became a referee horror show for Houston. James Harden kept driving, getting hacked left and right, but the whistles? Silent. The refs missed call after call, and you could see the frustration building with every no call.
Gordon for 3.
Rebounded by Green, and he was Harden.
Were the refs watching a different game, fans wondered? The missed calls added up, and in a game that close, they made all the difference. What should have been a legendary battle ended with Rockets fans feeling robbed. 8. 2010 NBA Finals Lakers vs. Celtics missed review on out-of-bounds call. The stage couldn't have been bigger. Lakers vs. Celtics in the 2010 NBA Finals with tension sky high. Late in the game, the ball bounced out of bounds in a critical moment. All eyes were on the refs, expecting a review. But nope, they waved it off and kept playing. The crowd gasped, players were stunned, and fans shouted, "Check the replay." But the refs acted like their remote was broken.
Now the officials conferring, and they'll change the call. No, they're going to keep, I'm sorry, they're going to keep it the same.
In a game this close, that missed review could have flipped the script, leaving everyone questioning what might have happened if they just hit the replay button. 9. Hornets vs. Magic buzzer beater waved off. It was the stuff of legends, a last-second buzzer beater by the Hornets that had the crowd losing their minds. The ball swished through, the place erupted, and for a moment, it was pure magic. But then, the ref stepped in, waved off, no basket. The energy dropped like a bad punchline.
The buzzer! No, yes, no! It's waved off! Bernie Fryer says no, it will not count! He was waving immediately! It was so close!
Fans went from jumping out of their seats to shouting, "Are you kidding me?" In just a few seconds, what should have been an unforgettable win turned into a gut punch that left everyone stunned and the arena echoing with disappointment. 10. James Harden dunked no call. James Harden drove to the hoop and threw down a dunk so hard, it should have made highlight reels for days. The ball went in, came back out, and it was obvious to everyone it counted, except apparently the refs. They ruled it didn't go in, and the arena went from cheers to pure confusion. Did they miss that? Harden's disbelief was written all over his face.
Steal, and the dunk. Oh, he missed it! No.
The missed call cost the Rockets dearly, turning an easy 2 points into one of the wildest no calls ever. Fans couldn't stop saying, if you miss a dunk like that, maybe it's time for a new job. 11. Paul George free throw call change. In the heat of a playoff battle, Paul George drew a foul on a three-point attempt, a golden chance to turn the tide. The crowd knew what was next. 3 free throws. But then the refs got together, whispered a bit, and changed their minds. No 3 shots. Just like that, the call was reversed, leaving George standing there like, wait, what?
It's going to be 3 free throws for Paul George on the foul. And now they're going to change their mind and say it's on the gather.
The Thunder's momentum took a major hit, and fans were livid. Did the refs just pull a plot twist? It felt like a critical moment had been snatched away, leaving everyone stunned and frustrated. 12. Warriors vs. Mavericks, incorrect possession assignment. In one of the strangest mix-ups ever, the Warriors and Mavericks were neck and neck when the refs made a wild mistake. Coming out of a timeout, the Mavericks were supposed to have the ball, but somehow the refs handed it over to the Warriors, who happily scored an uncontested basket while the Mavs stood on the side completely baffled.
What is going on?
Dallas decided not to guard their own basket. That's going on Shaq and the Fool right there.
They were all on the wrong side. There's no Maverick defenders.
Did someone hit rewind on the rulebook? It was like a scene from a comedy show, except no one in Dallas was laughing. What should have been a fair fight turned into a head-scratching moment of chaos that fans won't soon forget. 13. 2002 Western Conference Finals Lakers vs. Kings free throw disparity. The 2002 Western Conference Finals had everything: intensity, star power, and one of the wildest controversies ever. In Game 6, it seemed like every time the Lakers touched the ball, they ended up at the free throw line. 27 times in the fourth quarter alone. Meanwhile, the Kings barely got a whistle.
McAdam trying to buy some time for Lonnie Levox, had a foul. Got Pollard with number 6.
Is this a playoff game or a free throw parade, fans asked. The calls kept piling up, and it was enough to make Kings fans pull their hair out. The lopsided officiating tilted the game in the Lakers' favor, turning what should have been a fair fight into one of the NBA's most heated debates that still hasn't cooled down. 14. Devin Booker's double technical ejection. Devin Booker was in the zone, lighting up the court and keeping his team in the game. Then, in a flash, the refs hit him with one technical foul, followed immediately by another. Boom, he was ejected just like that. Fans were in shock, and even Booker's teammates couldn't believe what they'd just witnessed. It felt like the refs had decided to end the party early. 2 whistles for 1 play? Really? Even the commentators couldn't help but laugh at the absurdity. Booker left the court shaking his head, and everyone knew this was a moment the refs would be roasted for a long time. 15. Allen Iverson's crossover on Tyronn Lue and the questionable tech. Allen Iverson had just cooked up one of the most unforgettable plays in NBA history, crossing over Tyronn Lue, sinking the shot, and stepping over him with that cold-blooded stare. The arena exploded, and fans were loving every second of it. But then, like a bad plot twist, the ref stepped in and hit Iverson with a technical foul. Seriously? For a little swagger? It felt like they couldn't handle the moment's electricity. Fans couldn't stop shaking their heads. It was like the refs just had to play the fun police. And there you have it, the most wildest ref moments in NBA history. Which call had you shaking your head? Let us know below. If you enjoyed this, hit like, share with your friends, and subscribe for more epic hoops content. Don't forget to tap the bell so you never miss a moment.